Prince Henry the Navigator was born on March 4, 1394 in Porto, Portugal. He was the third son of King John I of Portugal and Queen Philippa of Lancaster. Prince Henry is often remembered for his significant role in the Age of Exploration, though much of his own life was spent in Portugal, focusing on the encouragement and advancement of nautical voyages. While he never sailed on long voyages himself, his contributions to Portugal's maritime success and his promotion of exploration had a lasting influence on world history. Prince Henry's interest in exploration began at an early age. As a member of the royal family, he had access to education and experienced a wide range of subjects such as mathematics, astronomy, and geography. These subjects would later serve him well as he took on the ambitious task of leading Portugal's maritime efforts. Unlike other royals of the time, Prince Henry did not focus on military or political power alone. He saw the ocean as an opportunity to expand Portugal's wealth, influence, and religious mission. One of the key events in Prince Henry's life was the victory of his father, King John I, over the Moors in the conquest of Ceuta in 1415. Ceuta, located on the northern coast of Africa, was a crucial strategic location. Its capture allowed Portugal to establish its first African colony, which Prince Henry viewed as an ideal launching point for further exploration. With Ceuta under Portuguese control, Prince Henry could now send expeditions along the western coast of Africa, in search of new lands, trade routes, and opportunities to spread Christianity. Though his father's victory laid the groundwork, it was Prince Henry's unique vision that transformed Portugal into a leader in exploration. Around 1419, Prince Henry established a school at Sagres, a town located on the southernmost point of Portugal. Sagres became a center for nautical learning and research. While historians disagree on the exact nature of the institution, it is often described as a place where navigators, shipbuilders, astronomers, and mapmakers gathered to share knowledge and develop new techniques for sea exploration. Prince Henry invited many of the best scientists and navigators of the time to Sagres, including Genoese and Italian cartographers, to improve Portugal's navigation capabilities. At Sagres, important advancements were made in the development of new ships. One of the most significant innovations was the caravel, a small and agile ship that became ideal for long voyages along Africa's rocky coastline. The caravel was a revolutionary design for its time. It was light, fast, and capable of sailing close to the shore, which made it perfect for exploring unknown territories. The caravel's ability to sail against the wind was a key factor in Portugal's ability to navigate the rough waters of the Atlantic and the African coast. The design of the caravel was improved over time, and it was used extensively by Portuguese explorers during the Age of Exploration. Along with advancements in ship design, Prince Henry encouraged the development of more accurate navigational tools, such as the astrolabe and the compass. These tools allowed sailors to measure their position at sea more accurately, making it easier to explore distant lands and navigate unfamiliar waters. Prince Henry's commitment to exploration also extended to his efforts to map the African coastline. In the early 1420s, Portuguese explorers, under the direction of Prince Henry, began sailing southward along Africa's western coast. The first significant breakthrough came in 1434, when the Portuguese navigator, Gil Eanes, successfully sailed beyond the previously feared Cape Bojador, a dangerous point along the coast of North Africa. For centuries, European sailors had avoided this cape, due to the strong currents and the belief that they would sail off the edge of the world. Eanes' successful journey beyond the Cape was a turning point in European exploration. Prince Henry's expeditions continued to make important discoveries along the African coast. They reached the Canary Islands, the Madeira Islands, and the Azores, all of which became important stepping stones for further exploration. By 1441, Portuguese explorers had reached the Gulf of Guinea, a region rich in gold and other valuable resources. Prince Henry hoped that these discoveries would lead to profitable trade routes, and also provide opportunities to spread Christianity to new lands. One of Prince Henry's primary goals was to find a sea route to Asia. At the time, European trade with Asia was limited and expensive, as merchants had to travel overland through the Middle East or sail around Africa's southern tip to reach the Indian Ocean. Prince Henry believed that finding a direct sea route to Asia would be a great benefit to Portugal, as it would provide access to the rich trade in spices, silk, and other luxury goods. Although he did not live to see this goal realized, his efforts laid the foundation for future explorers like Vasco da Gama, who would later sail to India and establish Portugal as a dominant colonial power in Asia. Throughout the 1420s and 1430s, Prince Henry continued to send expeditions down the African coast, pushing further into unknown territory. The Portuguese not only sought new trade routes, but also established several trading posts along the African coastline. These posts served as centers for trade and helped lay the groundwork for Portugal's later colonial empire in Africa, Asia, and South America. Prince Henry's commitment to exploration also included efforts to strengthen Christianity. He believed that by reaching out to the far corners of the world, he could help spread the Christian faith to non-Christian peoples. This religious motivation was one of the driving forces behind his efforts to explore and map new lands. Portuguese explorers, such as Diogo Tau, were tasked with planting Christian symbols and spreading Christianity in the territories they discovered. By the 1440s, Prince Henry's voyages had not only expanded Portugal's geographical knowledge, but had also created a significant economic impact. The discoveries made during these early expeditions opened up new trade routes, bringing great wealth to Portugal. The Portuguese began trading in gold, ivory, and slaves, as well as spices and other valuable goods. The success of these trade routes eventually led to the establishment of Portugal's first overseas colonies and the beginnings of the transatlantic slave trade. Prince Henry's vision and investment in exploration shaped the course of history, but his influence did not stop with his death. In 1460, Prince Henry passed away at the age of 66. Though he did not live to see the completion of many of his goals, his legacy lived on through the work of explorers who followed in his footsteps. Prince Henry is credited with beginning the Age of Exploration, an era that transformed the world and led to the first global exchanges between Europe, Africa, and the Americas. The impact of Prince Henry's work extended far beyond his own lifetime. His efforts to develop new navigational techniques, improve ship design, and establish trade routes helped to fuel the rise of Portuguese and later Spanish exploration. These explorations eventually led to the discovery of the Americas by Christopher Columbus, the circumnavigation of the globe by Ferdinand Magellan, and the establishment of European empires in the Americas, Africa, and Asia. Prince Henry the Navigator's legacy is still remembered today. His work in the fields of navigation, geography, and maritime exploration laid the foundation for the globalized world we live in today. Though he never sailed on the high seas himself, his vision and support of exploration helped to launch one of the most important eras in world history. Portugal, under his leadership, became one of the most powerful maritime nations of the 15th and 16th centuries, and his contributions to exploration and global trade cannot be overstated. His name is forever linked to the early age of exploration, and his role in shaping the course of history continues to be celebrated around the world. Prince Henry's story reminds us that exploration is not just about brave adventurers who sail off into the unknown, but also about visionaries who provide the knowledge, tools, and support that make exploration possible. Prince Henry the Navigator was one of those visionaries, and his efforts transformed the world in ways that are still felt today.